If you're in your teenage years or your early 20s, these are 3 things every boy or young man must know. I had to learn these lessons the hard way, and I wouldn't want that for you. Don't chase girls. I've seen a lot of people's throwbacks. If you look at them when they were in their teenage years or their early 20s, the only thing that comes to your mind is thank God for puberty. Research shows that when young men look their best is in their mid-20s. Take this time, focus on building yourself, because a point will come where you will fall for a lot of nonsense relationships, become that kind of guy who's not moved because you saw a pretty lady. The point will come where you would have to train your parents. Why are you running? Why are you chasing this money? Relax, you're still young. Don't rush life. If I was to go back to my young self, these are 3 things I would tell him. The first thing is develop a sense of high self-esteem. When you're in your teenage years, there are a lot of things that could destroy your self-esteem. Could be rejection from a girl, your grades in school. And these are the formative phases of your life where your mind is not yet fully mature. So because you failed, one of the key things that affected my self-esteem was I borrowed that narrative of, I'm not good in math. And it affected, I even created a narrative around it where I went for a couple of exams outside school and I didn't pass them. Looking in retrospect, when I was young, someone asked me that question. They didn't tell me, they just asked me the question. They're like, why is it that you do well in school, but whenever you leave for external papers, you don't do well? And most of us at that age want to own a narrative like, I don't do well in external things, but I do well in internal. You just want to own a narrative, and it's detrimental to you. And it hit me so hard, especially when I was taking my WAEC. But that's a story for another day. I need you to understand that your brain has not fully matured at the age you're at now. Anything can strangle it, but I don't want you to allow that. You should start now to build your self-esteem. And there are some little tricks you could know by, at least one of them is, no matter how good looking you are right now, you haven't looked your best. So if you're not looking like it now, just understand that you're still growing, you're still going through that growth process. Focus now, your focus should not be girls. Focus now on building yourself. Because if you build yourself the proper way, a point will come where they will start flocking around you. I mean, the narrative that we were all told when we were in secondary school was the guys go after the girls. And when you go with that narrative, it does a lot to your brain, because if you come to the university, you see that the opposite is the case. But back to what I was saying, you need now your formative years to build your self-esteem, because that's what will help you achieve bigger things in future. If you don't start now to build your self-esteem, it affects you in the long run, consciously or unconsciously. So I want you to start now to, what are the thoughts I have in my head? What are the little stories that keep on playing in my head? What are the programs that I keep on repeating to myself that unconsciously I don't even know them again? Whenever you see yourself shy, whenever you see yourself scared, anxious, ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? You can be your own therapist. Or is it because this happened or this happened? When you start carrying this, it's not going to be easy, but when you start carrying these exercises for yourself, it gets better. The best thing you do for yourself is understanding yourself, because nobody will know you better than you know you. So you should know this is the kind of situation that if I stay in, I might get irritated. I don't like talking with this kind of people. I don't like associating with this kind of people. It's not like you're being selective. People will say you're being selective. It is you. You should have your own standards as a young man. 2 things you should not allow to affect your self-esteem is the amount in your bank account and the attention you're getting from girls or not getting from girls. These are not things that should be your priority. I mean, making money should be at the back of your mind. It's not something that should keep you awake because you're worried or bothered about it or you're depressed. If at any time you're thinking about money, it's about how to make legit money and make more of it. Second thing I'll tell my younger self is a point will come where you would have to train your parents, and it's an intentional practice. You have to do it intentionally. I mean, you're 19 years old, you're 20 years old, but if you come back by 8 p.m., your parents are still shouting. Your parents are still querying you. You don't like that. But in as much as this might hurt to tell you this, is the truth. The reason that is happening is because you haven't actually gained their respect. And the reason you haven't gained their respect is because you haven't gained your own respect. If you want your parents to respect you, you have to start by respecting yourself. Okay? And that's how you train your parents. You are still a baby in their eyes. You can't blame them. They don't want you to be hurt. They are still telling you things like, don't rush life. You're still young. You're still a child. It's not just you that did this the other day, But if you want, that messes up with your head. If you want to actually grow, you need to curate your environment to favor that place you're going. A point came where if I go out on a vacation, I don't call my parents for 2 days, 3 days. If I'm calling at all, it's to check up on them. You're sending that silent message of, I can take care of myself. I mean, as a young man, girls are permitted, they can do it. They can call their moms every 2 hours or every 3 minutes. But you as a man, if you want to intentionally train your parents, don't call every time. If at all you're calling to check up once in a while. Now they will shout and say, you travel, you don't call me for once, yada, yada, yada. It's that fear of, I'm losing this guy. He's becoming a man. I don't want him to become a man so fast. That's it. That's what he's speaking. Okay? Now you love them all you want. I mean, you should understand the point I'm coming from. You have to train them. The first time I came back by 11 p.m., it was hell that night. The next day, I came back by 9. I came back by 7. You keep on coming back late. Of course, you can live for a specific period of time. But my intention around this was, yes, let them shout all they want. A time will come where I will even leave this house. What will people do? You follow me to my house? This is not to say that you hate your parents. You just need to understand that if you want to get that respect that you want, you don't want your mom or your dad to be the reason you didn't go for a conference. You don't want your mom or your dad to be the reason you didn't travel for an interview that could change your life. No, you start now to prepare for those scenarios. So that when you walk up to your mom one day, 2 days before you travel, 1 day before you travel, on the day you're traveling, they'll be like, God bless you. They don't start querying you and say, why didn't you tell me? They just see you as someone that can take care of yourself. A point will come and you have to start building for it intentionally. One of the things I also did to gain respect in my family was to start taking care of small bills. As a man, you need to prepare like that. Once in a while, you send your mom 5,000 naira, 2,000 naira. Just send it and there's nothing, no big deal. You start gaining respect. The first time I started noticing my mom was respecting me was when I came back from school. After staying in school for like 6 months. When you come back, you notice a different atmosphere. You can now go to the pot and take food without anybody querying you. You can now do some things that normally it was a taboo. That just sets your mind right. Okay? You take up on bills. If it's light, you buy light today. If it's pepper, you buy pepper. Just buy it and drop. Ask your mom for account number, save it. Once in a while, you drop the money. That builds that respect slowly. The third thing I'll tell you is, as a man, as a young man, you need to be a fast decision maker. Not necessarily fast since you're starting, but a strong decision maker. Whenever you make a decision, I want you to stick to it. And what was my greatest fear when I started making decisions was, what if I make a wrong decision? But one thing I've learned is, of all the great people I've been around, all of them all made rash decisions at a certain point of their life. So they will still make rash decisions in the next 2-3 years. You being afraid of making decisions will only keep you in the soft spot. You need to take that bruise. Okay? As a young man, making decisions fast is essential for you, and it's a muscle you build. The more you make decisions, the more you make the wrong decisions, the more you now understand what the right decision looks like and what the wrong decision looks like, and what a decision that you have to make, even though you don't know if it's going to be right or wrong. You will get into that space where you will make decisions and deep down, you know, God knows I don't know how this will turn out, but I'm still going to do it anyway. Do you understand? So you have to start now to build it, because I want you as a young man to start picturing your family in your mind. That drops a sense of maturity or a sense of responsibility on you. Understanding that a point will come where you take care of a family, your wife, your children, people who would depend on you. If they want to go and bathe, they will ask you, is it time to go? You know, little decisions like that. And if you cannot make decisions for yourself, if you're not strong enough to make a decision to say yes or no for your life, how do you expect to lead other people who would carry all their hope and place it on your shoulders? You have to start now. You have to start now. It's a muscle you build. And this is just a side tip. Girls love men who make decisions. No matter how independent you see a girl, she's always submissive to somebody. Either her father, her elder brother, her boyfriend, her husband. Now, I'm not telling you to be the one that is all of them be submissive to, but what you need to understand is, more than money, more than good looks, women respect decisive men. And if you start now to build that trait, it places you on the rank of attracting the right person for you. Do you understand? I hope I've helped you with this video. If you want to join my growing community of serious young business owners, join with the link in the description. when you join the community, you'll be getting access to my 3-part series on how to start a business from scratch, how to create your customer avatar, how to create an irresistible offer people will feel stupid saying no, and the 5 common roadblocks every single business owner faces before they scale to 7 figures. I made this in a journey-like format so that even though you have nothing, you understand, you create your customer avatar, then the second video teaches you how to create an offer for that customer avatar, and then the third video teaches you how to scale from sending it to your customer avatar. If you gain value from this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share this video with just 3 of your friends. No more, no less. As always, where you are right now, it's not your final destination. I shall meet you at the top. But for now, lock in and represent. God bless.